Hey, I'm Maddie. I live in a minivan, and right now I'm on a mission to go to all 50 states to drink a local beer and go on an outdoor adventure. Today, I'm in West Virginia. I'm in West Virginia, and it is so cold today. Luckily, I knew someone in West Virginia, so I got to stay the night inside. It is a cold day, but a day I am determined to make adventurous. According to my car, it is 36 degrees out here. Oh, what? Oh my goodness. Need to get that heat going for sure. But hey, let's get going. I'm headed to New River Gorge, and you're coming with me. Turning around will be the biggest challenge. Beep, beep. All right. Oh no, there's a car coming. I'm sorry. Thanks for understanding. You get me. So I just got kind of mad because I was driving, come to like a T-shaped intersection, and I'm like, okay, how come my GPS isn't telling me to go left or right? And it turns out it's been off for a few minutes now. Who knows how long? It's gonna take longer to get to New River Gorge, but then I was making my way back on the route, and then I found a street fair.
She loves to bake. How fabulous. Yeah, she's doing a good job. Right.
How am I so lucky? That was awesome. It was a smaller thing than the street fair in Maine I stumbled upon, but I bought a pepperoni roll, which I hear is the thing to eat in West Virginia. And I got to see this cute little small town. I've been in West Virginia about 24 hours, and I love it. So my GPS turned itself off again. Probably I turned it off without realizing it, to be honest. I thought it was just quiet for a while because I was just staying on the same road for a long time, but then I looked and it just was turned off. So that was okay though, because I saw a sign that said Golly River next turn, and that's when I discovered it was my GPS was turned off. So I ended up where I was supposed to go by accident. I ended up where I was supposed to go anyway. So let's get out and explore. So beautiful. The water's almost a little greenish. Look at those rocks. They broke off in such big chunks. And they're as yellow as the rocks of Yellowstone. Ooh, cool spot. A perfect spot, some would say, to eat my pepperoni roll. Tastes like a very nice bun so far. Here's what the inside looks like. Delicious, I assure you. Looks like there's some cheese in there with the pepperoni. I thought there might be tomato sauce, but it doesn't look like it. But it's good. Would recommend. We're now at a place called Pillow Rock Rapids. Excited to see how that looks. As you'll notice, I have put on a little bit more warmer gear. Scenic overlook. Here we go. Y'all think it's gonna look like a pillow, or is that just a random name someone came up with? I don't see Pillow Rock. Maybe that's it, where that person is standing. When I was in high school, I went on a whitewater rafting trip on this same river. And, you know, I was down in the river, so I don't know what it would look like from up here. And also, that was, you know, over 10 years ago. So, it's cool to think about. Like, I could have been down there. I really like seeing these bare trees. I think the whiteness of the bark looks so cool. It's such a contrast against the orange of the trees that are still having little leaves on them and the evergreen trees. There is a path to Pillow Rock, but it's supposed to be pretty steep. So what I'm thinking is just, I don't really have any other plans today. It's something I'm curious about, so might as well give it a try. But if it gets too steep, I can always turn around. Plus, like, I just climbed Old Rag Mountain a few days ago, so I can do anything. I have two observations. First, none of these rocks look like a pillow. And second, this might actually be where I came in high school. I remember because we dropped down on this part and then our guide turned us around so we were facing the direction we came from, and we had to paddle really hard and we would be surfing. And if we didn't paddle hard, our raft would flip over like a pancake and we would all die. Because if I remember right, we came down and that's where we were surfing, and that was a really dangerous spot. And that is where all the boats eventually ended up, because we would bounce against that rock and then go on downstream. That was so cool. After I stopped filming, I just sat by the river and watched the waves for like 10 or 15 minutes. I was watching the water go from left to right for so long. When I looked up at the rocks, it looked like that they were moving right to left. Of course, I knew they weren't moving because the rocks, but it was just a cool optical illusion. But now this hill is killing me. I've wrapped both my fleece and my puffy around my waist, and I am dying for a drink of water. That trail was less than a mile one way, but very difficult. I found it on All Trails. Without that app, I don't think I would have known it was there. It was definitely worth it though, because yes, it was very strenuous, but the view once you got there, so good. I could have spent much longer just sitting there watching the waves and the splashes. Now I am at New River Gorge Bridge and I'm gonna go walk around, but first, hot chocolate. You guys know what's weird about me is that, well, a lot of things. And another thing is that I never walk anywhere without a drink in hand. The coffee in the small town earlier today, sometimes it's beer, now it's hot chocolate. I'm obsessed. That was really cool. I was more into seeing the river than the bridge itself, but both were pretty neat. Next, I found a restaurant that is also on the river, and I'm wondering if they have a pretty nice view too. Some lights are on, some lights are off. Not sure if they're open. Kind of smells weird. Oh, here, maybe I just had the wrong entrance. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. A sign said closed for a private event. So that explains it. But I can still stand in this parking lot and look at the sky, right? And there's our lovely river. What a beaut. We're about to drive over the New River Gorge Bridge. Wow, how iconic. Looks like any other road. Just kidding. My next plan of action was to try out this place called the Bike Barn, which I love the name of because if you didn't pretend your bike was a horse when you were a kid, you're missing out. Anyway, they rent bikes, they have a restaurant, they have plenty of beer, and they're a campground. So, very cool place all around. So I explained my situation to the bartender and she said the most iconic West Virginia beer is Greenbrier Valley Brewing, and this is their IPA. It's the most popular. It's called Devil Ants. It has to do with Hatfield, of the Hatfields and McCoys. They also had a beer called Mothman, which I really wanted to try, but it was a black IPA, and I was like, sounds cool, but really, I don't think I'll like it. Do y'all know about Mothman? It's crazy. I'll tell you later. But here's to you. Cheers. Very IPA-y.
This is the first time I ran out of money before.
a cool place, huh? I stopped recording because other people were on the patio with me, and you know, it's kind of weird to talk to a camera in public. I did really enjoy that beer, and I learned that Hatfield and McCoy's were on the border of West Virginia and Kentucky. If you don't know, Kentucky is where I'm from. This pizza kind of smells weird, but I'm probably gonna eat it anyway. Yeah, it's fine. But Kentucky is where I'm from, and that's where I'm headed tonight. As I'm filming this, it's closer to 2 weeks till Thanksgiving, but I was planning to go home anyway, back to my parents' house. I would just rather be inside in the warmth than hanging around. You know what I mean? I feel like I've done everything I need to do. But drinking that beer, I just got so happy. I've been to 20 states now, and they've just all been so good. Every single one of them. So I am headed towards Kentucky tonight. I'll probably end up somewhere along the West Virginia-Kentucky border. I'll watch out for the Hatfields and McCoys. Thank you all for being with me on this journey. Man, 20 out of 50. Who knows where I'll go next. Thank you for watching, and have an amazing rest of your day. Hi, this is Editing Maddie, and I just realized the night before I posted this that I said I would talk about Mothman later, but I never really did. So anyway, in West Virginia folklore, Mothman is a humanoid moth winged creature with glowing red eyes. It's their cryptid, like, you know, Bigfoot and the Abominable Snowman and Chupacabra and all those. So they have reports dating back to the 1960s of Mothman, and you know, he lurks West Virginia to this day. All right, bye, see you next time.